there. Today I'm making a baklava, which I'm going to start with 6 eggs at room temperature. Starting my baklava with 1 cup of oil, 1 cup of yogurt, teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 spoon of salt, and that's our ingredients. So I got 6 eggs here with a cup of vegetable oil and cup of yogurt that I made myself. That goes in there with a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 of a spoon of salt, just to balance the sweetness. So we start just mixing this by hand. Then we start adding our flour gradually, which is all-purpose flour, 1 cup at a time. So out of here there'll be 6 round ball. They look like a little walnut size, so they're gonna be 60 of them. That makes our baklava 30 at the bottom, 30 layers in the top. So I got 2 cups of flour in here. This is our 3rd and our 4th cup. So just mix it well. And this is not a really tough dough, so it's a very soft dough and needs to rest about an hour. Once you make your little size ball, and a cookie sheet and a parchment paper, and not too close to each other. Once they rest about an hour, that's when it starts to expand. Our little round balls, they rest. So you just hand work it like this. It's not much work. And we're gonna work it on our surface here with a little bit of flour. Start making our make mine with walnuts, or you can make it with raisins. So just add a little flour at our surface here and just work it a little bit more. So our dough is not too tight, so you don't need to get it too hard. So you know the dough is combined all well, and just like that, we make it into nice soft dough. And our little plastic cutter here, just start cutting your little size ball, and just with your fingers make them into a little walnut size bowl. Make 60 out of this dough. They're very soft texture. And just make them nice and round. Just cut them. They fairly go quick. And just eyeball them into equal sizes. Just like that. We have our cookie sheet ready. Not too close, about a half an inch apart, so they have enough room to expand once they rest. You can make these also, leave them overnight to rest while you cover them with a sheet and then with a plastic cover, so once they don't dry up, they don't crust up. I have my 60 roll here. They're half an inch apart. Once they rest an hour or so, all I do is cover them with a clean bag, just a kitchen plastic bag, and just put it inside and cover them tight. So this way they don't need to be dried up, so they don't crust up on the top. And just like that, we leave them to rest. Here we have 1 cup of raisins. We are going to hydrate our raisins about an hour before we use it. So we'll put another cup. That makes 2 cups of black raisins. That's 2 cups with just a tablespoon of vanilla to give it flavor to our raisins. 1/4 cup of warm water. We just leave this to rest for an hour. These will be hydrated after they soak up all the water and the vanilla. We leave it to cover. This is going to be our filling for our baklava. Also going to make 2 cups of chopped walnuts, not too fine. So that makes 2 cups, and our ninja chopper here. That should be enough, just enough chop. That's 2 cups of walnuts that we're going to use in our baklava. So it's not too fine, but yet it's not too big. So that would be our filling. So our dough rested about an hour, and this is how they're going to be looking nice and plumpy after they're rested and soft. So we'll start making our little round bowl with cornstarch. Start with 5, starting very softly with my rolling pin. They're very soft. So we put cornstarch so they stay nice and flaky. So 5 at a time. You put them on your sheet there. Just with your hand. Okay. Try to make them equal sizes. They go very quick. They're already rested. Very gentle dough. Just put them together like that. Adding cornstarch to our surface. So we have we have 5 here altogether. Now we roll all 5 of them into a thin pillow sheet together. Just gently stretch it. All 5 of them. Just like that. Don't put too much pressure. It's very delicate dough. Just add in a little more cornstarch. Sprinkle on it. Each layer has 5 rounds, so they're nice and flaky. And as you can see, our sheet is coming out nice, beautiful. Gently, like that. Keep adding a little cornstarch. When you see your sheet is getting stuck to your rolling pin, just like that. I have my pan here where I am going to bake them. I spray it very lightly with pan spray. Just shake all the excess of cornstarch so they're nice and light. And they're all flaky, each layer. Our sheet is getting very thin. So your sheet is paper thin, large, so your hand shows right through. That's our baklava filo. I have a pan here that I am going to be putting it. Just gently, lightly sprayed it with pan spray, because we don't need too much. We already going to pour butter over it. So you do roll your filo over your pan and just gently let it down like that. And all the excess of the filo you're going to remove and not throw away. Just let it rest like that. With our pizza cutter, we're going to remove the excess of it in the rim of your pan, so your sheet falls right in the center. So you just go around, cutting it like that. We don't want too much, just enough. So what you remove is the excess dough. Don't throw away. I'll show you later what I do with it. This is how it's going to be, very thin, very tender. And we do 30 of our bottom layer and 30 on the top. And just continue doing that. 30 more pieces. You can make 2 at a time. Roll them as well. Just put them equal level and just make it this way. Gentle. But for starter, you start with 1, so it's even easy for anybody. Just leave them to rest here. They go fairly quick. Just cornstarch them. Turn them. Sprinkle the cornstarch. So we put 5. Put them back here. All you do is flip, roll, flip, roll. This stretches. Just roll it. And pull. See, there's very thin layers. Just sprinkle. Not touching the pillow, we just roll our pin and pull, stretch. And our pillows get very light. We're not touching the pillow itself, we're just doing the rolling. Like that. You don't want to press hard, just gentle. good exercise for your arms. And our filler is very delicate for our baklava. You can make this and freeze it without baking it. Make your baklava, cut it, put it in the freezer, and then when you want to bake it, you thaw it for 1 hour prior, and you just put it on the 370 temperature. There's our dough. And that it's the same taste as if it was fresh that day. You can leave it for weeks in the freezer. This is another way of cutting your sheet, the axis sheet of it. What you do is roll your pin on top, put your pin across like that, and it goes straight into your pan, or you can use a pizza cutter. I usually use this. Very simple. Just remove your axis dough, and your filler is ready. Like that. And continue making all the others. Our baklava is ready to be filled, which here we have 30 layers already laid. And we have our raisins, all nice and plump, with vanilla and 1/4 cup of water left to absorb all the juices, and nice and plumpy. What you do is spread your raisins halfway, and then the other half we're going to make it with walnut. So we have here just half of the baklava. It smells so good, the fragrance from the vanilla that absorbed all the raisins. So we just pour it not too close to the edge, just enough. Leave some room by the rim so it doesn't overspill. So our raisins are put. So is our walnuts going to be put the other half. So just nice thick layer of walnuts. Like that. Some prefer walnut, some prefer raisins, so I put 2 flavors of whichever family member likes the raisins, somebody likes the walnuts. So there goes that. Also our leftover dough that I took off the rim, you take it off and you finely chop it to the point where it's all nice and diced. Is going to be added to our walnuts section, not to our raisin section. So the section where the walnuts are, all you do is spread it over, very, very crumbly, like that, and just spread it everywhere on the walnut section. Just on the other half of the walnut filling. I have 2 more here that I prepared. All I do is spread. Just push this down. Also 1 more, which that makes 10 of our fillets. You're ready to cut our baklava. It's ready. So all you do is cut across with a sharp knife, like that, even. And just like that. This is a very sharp knife. And then another knife you take and you cut another cross like this. So make sure you do this as well to start. And again, all across. Now you take, this is how I cut it. You take this gently and just go cutting it. Now our fillets are very, very flaky. Now what you do is cut it like that, and then you can make it diamond shape, you can make a square. That's how it's going to look, and it's going to be fairly beautiful. I have my oven preheating at 370 and 1 stick of unsalted butter with 1 cup of oil, also melted, combined together. I'm going to pour over it so it doesn't get flaky and crumbly. Without butter, the baklava is going to be really bad because we didn't put butter in it in each layer, so we have to put over it. Absorbs all the butters. That's how it's going to look. And continue cutting it and just shape up like that. And combined. As even as you can. So it matches the other side. It's going to look like that. Just continue making it. baklava is ready cut. All we have to put is our butter melted with our 1 cup of oil and just pour it over it all around. Our oven is heating at 370 for 2 hours. It is going to be baked just like that. Ready to be baked. Put in the oven. On the top rack, we're going to bake it for 2 hours.